I thought I thought both managers put out decent sides. Actually, they weren't full strength. You know, a few players missing, a couple of players. I mean, I'm looking at City. I'm a big fan of Walker. I know he came on with 30 minutes ago. Aguero had a good run out as well. But I thought what's his name was fantastic. Phil Foden. He should be starting every week. But then I look at the Arsenal side, and Man City don't necessarily need to win this competition. Arsenal need.
They'll win it every year.
I know, but they don't need to.
Well,
They've got bigger
that's why
fish
he
to
wants
fry.
to win it, though, doesn't he? He likes winning it.
I look at the side Arsenal put out, and as soon as I saw the fact they didn't have Leno in goal, I'm like, okay, why? Why? Arsenal at the moment are desperate. They're crying out for some kind of success, some kind of win. And if City aren't full strength, this was a good opportunity, I thought, especially, you know, to get to the last four of a competition. No disrespect to the young goalkeeper they put in. You know, it's a mistake. Goalkeepers make mistakes. I felt for him. Apparently, I read this morning that he's come off social media, which is disgusting. You know, but that's just sadly the world we live in. But I'm looking at the team and I'm just thinking, why didn't you go for it? Why didn't you have a pop? And then they just fell apart, and they just keep falling apart. And as I say, you know, I've said it a couple of times now, and because I think it was quite a big part of last night's show, we had a call on, and he's just fed up with Arsenal. He said, I'm not going to phone up any more talkSPORT until we get rid of the manager. Do you think that's where the problem is? It Mikel Arteta? Has he been given enough time? Is he using the tools of the previous manager? Should he be given more time? Are they going to go down?
Or is it deeper than that? But there's a lot of people in there coming out at this moment in time and saying what they think's wrong at Arsenal, from ex-players to current players to pundits all around. And it's a difficult one because Arteta came in and he had immediate success. They won a trophy. He's in the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup last night. Unfortunately, came up against Manchester City, a team that win this competition just nearly every year. He wants to win every competition, Pep. And it was a difficult game for him. Both teams have not been scoring the goals they normally score this season. The criticism of Manchester City from being the high-pressing, high-intensity side has changed a little bit, where it's been a bit about passing. One of the criticisms we've had about Arsenal, too much passing, not quick enough in transition. You know that from your Manchester United days a few years ago under Mourinho and Van Gaal, and that was a huge criticism. But you saw the other day against Leeds how that had changed, hadn't it? With the pace they've got up front, they're getting people in behind and all that stuff. So that I didn't actually enjoy the first half last night. I thought it was boring. Two teams playing exactly the same way, the master versus his student. And in the second half, Pep changed it. The problem is Arteta couldn't change it.
No.
He can't change it because he hasn't got the players. He can't. It's the way he does it. And that's why we asked that question before about coaching and managing. It's totally different.
Do you have to give him more time, though? Because I'm stunned. I've got to be honest. I'm stunned at just how many Arsenal fans want him out. Yeah. I'm really stunned about that.
I am too, because a lot of them were calling him the saviour, weren't they?
Yeah.
Only a few months ago. But it is strange. And I still say this Arsenal team, I think he's overrated some of the youngsters they've got. I don't think they're quite good enough. Well, I don't want to go in getting personal on it. I just think he's got some players there, young players, that are obviously talented. That's the reason they're at Arsenal, but are not quite ready. Or is it the fact that Jamie Redknapp said, but they've got players there who don't seem ready because they haven't got the right senior players around them? And I think that is an issue. When you look at other youngsters at other clubs, you've got Liverpool players coming in, they look the part. Or is that...
but there's so much confidence.
Because of the senior players around him.
Yeah.
At Arsenal, have they got the right players there, or hasn't he got rid of players he should have got rid of to complement some of his youngsters he's got coming through? Because we're not seeing the best of some of them youngsters. They look out of the depths.
Let me ask you this. Just a moment ago, you touched on the difference between a coach and a manager. What do you think he's better at? We know how good a coach he is because, of course, his time at City. Do you think he's got it to be a manager?
Well, I think they're still trying to find out, aren't we? But there's loads of them who have done well as a number two, as coaches. I remember when he left there, people say Manchester City won't be the same team.
I remember that.
People within Manchester City will tell you they wouldn't have won it without Arteta. I mean, really? I mean, did they not forget that Guardiola, when he was manager, yes, the favourites for the divisions he was in, but they still won it without Arteta. Arteta wasn't there.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say, oh, no, that won't be the same now. We're never going to be able to do it. The players rely on Arteta. He does all the talk. He does all the coaching and all that stuff. It doesn't look like that to me. Pep Guardiola looks like one of them who coaches and managers. He prefers coaching, but he's the manager and he comes and does the interviews. That's what a manager has to do.